Well, behind me is a new awning that I just put up from, this one's from Academy. I've had better awnings than this. Coleman makes a better awning than this. Coleman also makes it where the panel drops down. But, you know, I didn't order that in. I drove to Academy. So I couldn't argue with the price on this. This 10 by 10 straight side was 99 bucks. To buy a new awning to replace the one the storms tore off would have been $400 or $500. So I'll just use this, and hopefully it won't tear it up. In the past, whenever I've had these and a storm has wrecked these, I've just pulled them apart and re-riveted them and made tomato cages out of them. So that's something you can do. And you can't buy good tomato cages for 99 bucks, I'll tell you that. So, but hopefully this will get me all summer. There is already a noticeable change in my poor little pop-up trailer. Listen, I don't want to live in this any longer. I am so tired of living in a pop-up trailer. I cannot tell you. I'm sure there's somebody out there that thinks it's romantic or some such thing. You're crazy. It's romantic for a weekend, or, you know, if you're not in blazing sun. You know, I'm making do here in this pop-up trailer. It's rugged living. I'm grateful for it. How about that? I went and looked and said, after the wildfire, I said, maybe I should replace that with something that has steel. And you know, the stuff from 2003, 2007, people wanted 14, 13,000. Come on now. For tiny little RVs. Come on now. These weren't even big ones. So I'm like, well, maybe I'll just be grateful for what I have, stay in what I have, and add that awning. So I added that awning last night. I bungee corded it to the trailer support, so hopefully when the wind comes, it'll stay. We'll find out. I lashed it to the Connex. You can see right there. I lashed it to the Connex, and it's lashed in 4 places to the tree. You're not crazy. There is a slight pitch to it, and I did that so when the rains come, they'll have a tendency to run that way. We'll see how good it is. The rest of the Connex or pop-up trailer, I covered in reflective foil, so you can see some of it here. But even where you can't see it, it's still underneath the tarp. I'm trying to make it out here. I wouldn't mind taking this down to Port Aransas and parking on the beach, and I might, because another 90 days of this, or 45 days, it's just going to break my will. So, I would just want to point out that even when I'm not working in the Connex, I have other duties, and repairing that pop-up trailer. I will never, ever repair that awning that came with it. Whoop, darkness. All right, let me get you set up. That was a long way to go just to get sanding in here. All right, I'm going to run the wide angle lens on this today. I'm going to put on the stop motion, swap the batteries out, run music, because it's more of the same. It's sanding, backfilling, sanding, backfilling, sanding, backfilling. If I leave the camera right in, it'll get covered in dust, so I'm going to leave you out a little bit and zoom in. That's how we'll run this day. Well, hey everybody, it's Steve at 1,000 Year Home. Welcome to my build. So it's 3 in the morning because I have to beat the heat. So those of you who have been watching my channel, I'm going to sound a lot like a broken record. I often kid it's Bill Murray's Groundhog Day, but with burning heat. And I get why in that movie he kept killing himself, because this is just awful. So, you know, here I am up at 3 in the morning. So that I can get, it's 80, so that it's cool enough that I can do this work. These actually cool down pretty well at night, so, you know, at least I have that going for me. So what am I doing here? What I'm doing is, this is a build journal. I keep track of why things take so long. Drywall takes a long time, so I'm working on the final coat of drywall so that it can get plaster. Plaster's on it's shipping. It's coming from Italy. I'm going to use Venetian plaster. It's on the way. So 10 days, they tell me, and it'll be here. So when it comes here, then I'll start putting on the coats. But before it gets here, I have a little bit of work to do. I don't know. I'll rotate. Not much, but, you know, I already cleaned up the edges. They look pretty good. But if you look super close, you can see that there's it needs a skim coat over some of these, right? And some of them are in better shape than others. The roof still needs a little help. Listen, even though I'm using Venetian plaster, which has a burnished finish that I'll be burnishing in, I don't want to leave stuff that will be a noticeable defect, like really right there. So I have some sanding to do after I do this final coat. But indeed, I feel like I'm putting on the final skim coat here in this shipping container home. And all good construction 5/8 inch drywall, rock wools behind it. Then I have infrastop behind that. And then these cedar posts here, some of them are hand cut, some of them are just native. So you'll find that they're designed to carry a load around the windows, straighten the walls so the walls are straight. When you cut the holes in your shipping container, you'll see it'll go bong. It'll stretch out. And so you'll have to reinforce that. I can't weld. People that weld have an advantage to me. It's not that I don't have the skill to weld. Physically, there's a burn ban out here. And there was a wildfire right over there in the next neighbor. So one little spark, one little tinder. So no grinding, no welding, none of that. I can't do that. So all of this was hand cut. All of this was hand done. With not a stick of welding in here. You too could do the same thing if you're in the same boat in an area where there's wildfire, which is most of the United States right now. So my thoughts to all of you, having had to evacuate for a couple of 3 days, I get it. But shipping container homes, listen, that rock wall has a 2,900 degree Fahrenheit burn through rating. 2 hours on the drywall, the outside of the container. I'm slowly taking care of the understory on the brush. This will be fire resistant, if not fireproof. Once it's wrapped in adobe, I'll be real close to surviving an ember storm even, which would be just amazing. So, but here I am, final coat, 3 in the morning, doing drywall. So, and it will just be my long trowel because I want it smooth, and you'll see that I'll just be scooping it out and troweling it on. I'm going to hit some of these corners again with the corner trowel and hopefully get this all skimmed in. So without further ado, let me go ahead and speed walk this and go through. It's more of the same. A drywall is more the same. It's just sanding. You know what I'm missing? I'm missing my sanding thing on a pole. So for the final sanding, I'm having to get up there. Now, because these are only 8.5 foot ceilings, it's not a big deal. And these were all 12-foot sections of drywall, so I cut them without a lot of seams because I wanted a structural rigidity. But I'm missing that pole. So get that pole because y'all will need it. I wish that I had it here. Then I'd be out of the way when I'm sanding. So let me get this final scratch coat going, or final top coat on here. Oh, one last thing. I had one piece of drywall that was damaged by a little bit of rain. I know, amazing rain in Texas. But when I did that, make sure that you cover up those watermarks with plaster, because those watermarks will forever be bleeding through your paint, and then you'll have to hit it with kills. So yeah, I'll do all of that. So I needed every sheet of drywall I had, and they were expensive, 17 or 18 bucks. So I did use it, but I did have one that was, damaged. So let me go ahead and get my mud out, and I'll put it on speed walkthrough probably, and away we'll go. So, all right. All right, so thank you for joining me. This is Steve at 1000 Year Home. So time to leave my night job, go back to my day job. So I do like to drywall, but this heat has been especially difficult. And you can see it takes a while. Lots of my videos for more than a week, even with the heat, has been me doing drywalls. But that is ready to wet sand, and when I do that, it'll be finally done. So I got a little cleanup, anything that I missed, the wet sand, then a primer for the plaster, and then the plaster, and it's all on the way. So I think I'll be done. As long as I can keep working at this rate at night. I did a little bit of this side too, so I think I can be done before the plaster gets here. This is Steve at 1000 Year Home. Like, subscribe, follow me along. Bye.